Hi guys, and welcome back to another video. I hope you guys are all doing great. If you're new here, my name is Dana. I'm a mama to 4 little ones, and in today's video, I'm going to be sharing with you guys a look and flip through of Splendid spelling. This is by Sherry Hayes. It's the same author that created the lesson books that I use alongside our McGuffey readers. I have loved following Sherry Hayes, her YouTube channel, and her blog, momdelights.com. I have found her to be so inspirational and just incredibly full of wisdom when it comes to either using the McGuffies, homeschooling, marriage, motherhood, just all those little things in between. I've really been enjoying her. Definitely go check her out if you are also looking for just an incredible resource to encourage you in all of your homeschooling, motherhood, and marriage journey. I did want to highlight her specifically because she is the creator of this book. One of the things I noticed right away when it came to Splendid spelling is the fact that it is very, like it says, a gentle foundation. It's a very gentle approach. This is something that if you have kiddos that tend to get overwhelmed when it comes to spelling or vocabulary, or it's just boring to them, this is wonderful because it only takes probably under 5 to 10 minutes a day, because she actually recommends you do 1 lesson per week. So for that entire week, you're only working on 1 lesson. Very similar to the McGuffies, which is why I also love it. She used 3 resources when creating this, and one of them was the McGuffey Speller, which is going to probably be in my next few videos here. We're going to do a flip through and kind of show you more in depth how you can use the McGuffey Speller. She also used Lori White's King Alfred's English when it came to developing this book, as well as An Acorn in My Hand, which is an absolute phenomenal book. I recommend anyone with little people that you're teaching to read, I highly recommend An Acorn in My Hand. One thing I did want to mention is I have had this for about a month and a half, and we have not yet used it, only because the way we are incorporating spelling in our day-to-day lessons using the McGuffies has just really benefited our children and our family to the point where we haven't had to supplement. So this is a wonderful supplement for if you are using a curriculum that maybe needs some extra spelling, or if your kiddos are struggling in spelling, highly recommend. And this is also a great supplement too. Well, it is a standalone curriculum, so you can use it as a core spelling and not just as a supplement. But the reason why I wanted to say supplement is we're going to be using it probably in the summer just to keep up on our skills for my 1st and 2nd grader, because it is around that 1st and 2nd grade level. So we're going to be saving it for the summer. So we haven't used it yet. I have just done the flip through on it, and I was really excited about it and wanted to share it with you guys in case, again, you are needing a solid yet gentle approach to supplementing some curriculum as we are ending out the school year here. Now, I will also say that our family does a very light version of year-round homeschooling, so this is why I'm going to be doing something like this in the summer to kind of keep our our academics going. I honestly love year-round homeschooling. I think in the little years for me personally, and this is kind of going to go off topic here for a minute, but year-round schooling for our family has worked beautifully this past year, only because in the little years it is so much less stressful, or less intense, I should say, when I'm not having to worry about hitting that 4 to 5 days a week, because sometimes we just need to take a step back and we need to take a day off depending on what the toddlers and stuff are feeling and things like that. So year-round homeschooling has really benefited us, especially in the little years, because again, we're really able to take our weeks slowly. And even though we are doing a solid, probably a few weeks off in the summer, it is just wonderful to have our weeks be more flexible and peaceful rather than trying to just crunch it all in, if that makes sense. Anyway, all that being said, we are going to be using this as a supplement, and I'm really looking forward to using it because I love, again, Sherry Hayes and the methods and ideas behind her books, because it goes right alongside our McGuffey readers, which we have been loving. Anyway, with all that being said, let's go ahead and get into the flip through. All right, so a gentle foundation for good spelling. And again, I'm going to start off by saying I love the fact that it is just that. It is very, very gentle. So the way she kind of recommends to do it is you can honestly break it up. You can do this in 2 days. You can do it in 3, 4, 5. You can do whatever you want. And I love the fact that any type of spelling curriculum, or really any curriculum that lets you go at your own pace depending on what your child is ready for, I love. Hence why I love the McGuffies. You can spend a whole week on a lesson, or you can do a lesson today. You can do one every other day. It does not matter. You can really cater to the needs of your child and go at their own pace. And I love that because you're not bogged down to, okay, we have to complete the next lesson if you're not ready to move on. And that's another reason why I do love non-consumable. This is consumable, but I'm kind of rabbit trailing again. But one of the reasons why I love the non-consumables like this is because you really can cater to exactly where your child is at. Like if they're struggling with some of the words, you can just stay on the lesson for an extra day without feeling like, well, I used up the lesson, now I can't practice more, and things like that. So I love non-consumable things because you can really, again, go with your child on where they are at and meet them where they're at. So I love that. Anyway, back on track here. The first day, she recommends that the only thing you're gonna do with your child on the first day is go over the secret. This is something that you're gonna be memorizing every week. You're gonna have a secret for every single week that the kids can put into a little notebook. Now, what I'm gonna do with my kiddos, because it is a secret, like you're decoding English language, right? And so I'm gonna get a little journal with a lock on it for my kiddos, and they're going to cut these apart. I got 2 of these. Anyway, they're gonna cut these apart and put those in those journals. And so as we memorize them throughout our summer weeks, and honestly, even starting here probably around April, I'm going to assume, we'll probably start this just for fun. They're gonna start putting those in their journals just for something fun to be interactive, and I know that they're just gonna enjoy that. So day 1, all you're gonna be doing is going over this. Another thing I wanted to mention, if you are using the McGuffies and you wanna use this with the McGuffies, what I recommend doing when it comes to your secret. So for example, for week 1, day 1, words can have 2 or more consonants together that make a single sound. These are called consonant blends. What I highly recommend doing when you're doing a secret, and you can use a spelling alongside any storybook you want. And that's the incredible thing about using a supplemental thing like this, is you can use any type of reader, book, novel, history book, whatever you want, and you can look through the pages, whatever your child is interested in, and try to find consonant blends. So I recommend, again, if you're using the McGuffies and you're using Splendid spelling alongside of the McGuffies, you can open this up and be like, okay, do we see any double consonant blends in any of the pages? Do we see any of them? And I think having the book opened to where they actually see the consonant blend come to life on the page isn't just learning about language arts. You're not just learning about it on the page and memorizing the fact, you're actually seeing it in real life action. So I highly recommend whenever you're teaching new either phonics rules or any type of English language speech, that you look it up and actually do it, look to see what it looks like in real life. Anyway, back to this. That is what she recommends doing day 1. I was just throwing in my insight as far as making it come to life for the kiddos. So you're only going to work on the secret, and again, what the consonant blends is. Day number 2, you're going to review the secret, and of course you're going to be reviewing the secret every single day. But on day 2, you're going to practice saying these blends out loud. Below are some words you can use for practice. So if your child, again, gets very easily overwhelmed and you only want to do bite-sized lessons a week, again, she recommends doing a whole week on one lesson, which is this page and this page. So you can really go 5 minutes a day and come out at the end of the week with some solid foundation with spelling without any tears in the process if your kiddos get overwhelmed with spelling and have a difficult time doing it. So for example, on day 2, you have your secret, and on day 2, for example, this is going to be another 5-minute bite-sized lesson where you're just going to say these blends. You're going to say them over and over again. You're going to write them out. You can do copy work. You can memorize them. You can read them over and over again. Just a 5 to 10 minute little bite-sized lesson, but again, laying that firm, gentle foundation. Day 3, you can actually go through the words where you're going to read all of them, circle the blends in the words. So here's all of your blends. Now you're going to go through and circle them all for that one. Day 4, I'm going to, by the way, when I say day 1 through 5, I'm doing these in bite-sized lessons to give you a look at what a whole week of using Splendid spelling would look like. But on day 4, you're going to take a word from the list right above here. You're going to take a word from the word list and stare at it. Close your eyes and see it in your mind. Write it down from memory on one of the lines below. Check to see if it is correct, and do this with the rest of the lines. I love this. This is actually something that we already do in our McGuffies, hence why we haven't had to use an actual supplemental spelling thing yet. But what we'll do is we'll take some of our spelling words like these ones down here, and I'll say, okay, go ahead and study your spelling list for about maybe 3 to 5 minutes, and then they'll let me know when they're ready. As soon as they're ready, I'll have them close their eyes, think about what the word looks like, and then we'll go from there and everything like that. One thing I did want to mention as well, I don't remember where I came across this, and I'll probably talk more about it when it comes to talking about the McGuffey spelling, but that is to really highlight what your children spell well instead of focusing on the words that they got wrong. You really want to highlight what 100% of the things that they get right, because those are the words that are going to like picture in their mind that they got correct, and not focus too much on what they got incorrect, but you're going to kind of sneak in the extra practice of the incorrect words, but really highlight and really celebrate the words that they do get correct, because that is really going to solidify just their confidence, and then also just that picture in the mind of what that word should be. So for the story, circle all the words in the story from the word list on the opposite page. Again, you're putting into practice all of the words that you had learned just a few days before. And then you're going to narrate it. So you're going to draw a picture about the story. So I love it. It's very Charlotte Mason-esque, with being very solid and again, very, very gentle. So that is a look at the first week of lessons. Every single week is laid out the exact same way. You're just going to be doing different concepts. So week number 2, you're going to be doing the AY. Again, the exact same process. You can do this in 2 days, in 3 days, 4 days, 5 days, whatever your child needs or wants. When there's a lot of lists like this, you can even break it up into 5, 6 days, you know, wherever your child is at. I love the fact that you can kind of just meet them where they are. So then we have the words that end in Y. I did flip ahead here to the last few weeks of the book to give you an idea of kind of what your child will be learning by the end of it, but you're going to go through all of your suffixes and your prefixes. You're going to be doing syllables. I love how she does the actual syllable work. It's similar to your clapping when you clap the syllables out, but I also love how she separates the syllables here. Now you can also, if you have a hands-on learner, you can write these on little index cards. So vacation, you can write them on index cards and have your student piece the word together so it really comes to life for them if they are more of a hands-on learner over a book learner. So some more clap words, etc. And in the back you have all of your homophones, which I think is also really important to learn how to spell the difference between the two.